Hello and welcome to the Master of Science in Applied Psychology Supported Online Learning Experience webinar presented by the Dornside School of the University of Southern California. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Lydia Popescu and I'll be your host today. Before we begin, please refresh your browsers and turn up the volume to hear the audio. Please use the media player to control volume or pause the presentation if you're viewing on demand. If you have any technical difficulties or have questions for our panelists, please enter them in the Q&A box. Here's a quick look at what we'll be covering today. First, we'll hear from faculty Dr. Samantha Brightman, who will serve as our moderator today, and after a brief overview of the Applied Psychology program, she will talk about the in-class support for students and the relationship students form with faculty as well as each other while in the program. Then we'll hear from Student Services Assistant Walden, who will talk about the career planning and internship placement help that we provide in the program, and go over the USC career services available to online students. Student Program Advisor Annie Cho will then talk about the academic advising and curriculum planning support for students, and then we'll continue with an overview of the out-of-class support you can expect as a student. Finally, Graduate Enrollment Maggie Broschneidel will then review the admissions requirements and some important dates and deadlines if you are interested in applying to the program. We'll end with a brief Q&A, and we'll try to answer as many questions as we can. Now let's get started. First, I'd like to introduce Dr. Samantha Brightman. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us today. Will you please take a little bit of time and introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. Thank you, Lydia, and thank you all for attending. Again, my name is Samantha Brightman, and I have been a professor for the Master of Science in Applied Psychology program here at USC for over 3.5 years now. So I teach both on campus and online, and the courses I teach are organizational psychology, group dynamics and leadership. I support the internship course as well as a professional seminar in human behavior. My background is a bachelor's in East Asian Studies and Business Administration from UCLA. I also have a master's in clinical psychology and my master's and PhD in organizational psychology. I have more than 15 years of consulting out in the real world experience as an internal learning and organization development leader and an external management consultant. So that's why this program has just been perfect for me in its applied nature as we talk about how our experience and the education from the program fits in the real world of business and organizations. So I have also, my experience is in organizational change strategy. I've been with PricewaterhouseCoopers as an external consultant. I've also been with a number of smaller boutique consulting firms. And then I've been an internal organizational psychology practitioner at Warner Brothers Entertainment, Inc., as well as the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, where I held several roles in professional development and human resources. And then my specialties are in the areas of organizational change management, organizational team and individual effectiveness, organizational learning, and leadership development. So that, in a nutshell, is me. On the next slide, I'd like to talk a little bit more and introduce you to the program of applied psychology at USC. So if you're not aware, USC was founded in 1880, and it's based on the principles of diversity and inclusion. In fact, USC actually enrolls more international students than any other U.S. university. That's a great fact. And very importantly, we've been ranked number 23 as the best national university by U.S. News and World Report. And of course, not to mention our football team just won the Rose Bowl versus Penn State this year. So we're all excited about that. We are definitely a globally recognized university and distinguished itself as a leader in both research as well as higher education. So a bottom line, getting a master's degree from USC is just a phenomenal experience and coup to our resume. We definitely offer students a breadth of knowledge that can't otherwise be attained, especially in an applied psychology program. And USC is a continuous, as well as our program, commitment to innovation in academics. And this certainly extends to the online classroom, where USC delivers programs of the same high quality that you would definitely find on campus, but it's a great opportunity to be in an environment that offers you added flexibility, especially for those who might be working full-time or who have very busy lives, or maybe don't have the opportunity to move to sunny Southern California. So great flexibility if you are interested in an online education. Our program is in the psychology department, which lies within the Dornside College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, which is actually the oldest and largest school within USC. Our academics, again, are at the core of the university, and Dornside definitely develops leaders in the humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences, with a faculty that features some of the finest professionals as well as scholarly minds in the world. Let's see. Let's kind of transition and talk more about this Master's of Science in Applied Psychology and the online program. So the online program is project-based and very real-world focused. So you can immediately transfer what you learn in the online classroom to challenging workplace scenarios. The program blends content in consumer psychology and organizational psychology to create a universally relevant academic experience. And this combination is certainly unique in applied psychology programs that you'll find out there. The curriculum is innovative, contemporary, includes coursework featuring a unique blend of both organizational and consumer. You have about 20 units of foundational coursework, and then you get 8 units of advanced electives where you can emphasize whether, again, you're interested more on the consumer or marketing side of applied psychology or on the organizational, maybe more human resources side of psychology. And then there are also 6 units of practicum coursework, and that's designed to enhance your professional development, which includes your internship, which is a required learning opportunity, as well as a capstone project, which we call a treatise, and that is a focused applied research project on either a real world and or an organizational business problem. So the other exciting thing is the accelerated nature of our program. So the Master's of Science degree can actually be completed in as few as 16 months when taking 2 courses per term. Again, that's great for those that have very busy schedules, might be working full-time, but there is, again, flexibility with that schedule as well. As program faculty, we actually offer our industry experience and expertise from all levels within an organization, including, of course, executive level experiences. We're all active practitioners who speak the language of business and understand the science of applied psychology, which makes us a perfect fit as faculty for this program. And so next, actually, just want to transition to discuss how students are supported by faculty while within the program as well as upon graduation and beyond. So next slide, please. All right. So faculty is certainly here to support you while you're in your courses with them, but we, again, are a network of support for you while in the program, whether you're in our course or you are working for advisement in your treatise or your internship or even beyond graduation. So again, as a student, faculty is there to support you, and we can advise you regarding our experiences in organizations and where your interests might lie in regards to selecting an internship, placement, or opportunity within the current organization that you're in. We can help advisement for your treatise project, as well as, of course, the coursework, individual assignments, group work, and such. We are also there to provide mentorship, so we definitely want to help support you, again, in your coursework, your internship, and post-graduation. And I also want to emphasize that you have access to faculty. The program is at a size where we really expect to stay in touch with faculty, make it easy for you to connect with us, either via email, telephone calls, office hours, or even setting up live face-to-face sessions through our Adobe Connect classrooms. So it's really important, again, that both the students and the faculty take ownership of ensuring that the relationship between faculty and students is there. It's important that students do reach out when they need support from faculty and ensure they are developing that relationship, because we are there for you. And so if I was to just give some, success tips or recommendations from a faculty perspective, I would recommend that students really take advantage of either utilizing office hours or making appointments to meet or connect with your professors. Certainly stay in touch with professors while you have classes with them, and then even after you're no longer in a course with a professor, or even after you've graduated. And I think that really just is the couple of tips that I have to ensure that, students know that faculty is there for them and really encourages the relationship with students. I look forward to any questions that those on the call might have in regards to the faculty experience. But with that, I'd actually like to sort of conclude my section and turn it over to Eden Walden, who is also joining us from USC, and she is here to support the students with their career counseling. So Eden, do you want to go ahead and take it from here?
Absolutely. Thanks, Sam, and hello, everyone. I am excited to be here today and introduce myself as the career counselor for the MAP program. I come from a background at Arizona State with a family and human development degree, where then that has leveraged me to really focus in on career planning services and working in higher education in particular. Those services look like working on resumes, networking tips, job search skills, and found this passion when I went and worked at the Sacramento State Career Center last year, before then traveling down to Southern California to work here at USC. I really look forward to working closely with the staff and students and faculty to really deliver a specialized career planning development for our MAP students. And we'll go to the next slide. Thank you. So here in MAP, this is kind of an overview of what the career planning support will look like. I am so excited to share with everyone what we call here Map Your Career, which are career services catered to MAP students that encompass internship opportunities, job opportunities, and also professional development resources through our online learning platform. Also, which is one of my passions, is working one-on-one with students in career counseling and coaching. And what this looks like is aiding in the student's own self-discovery and identifying key strengths and skills that students have gained from prior undergraduate or work experience, and identifying those key transferable skills also from that experience. And then in preparation for the internships and jobs, we look at many things. And one of the first things we look at is your resume and reviewing your resume. We highlight your most important work experience, relevant education experience, and any new coursework experience that can be included. And with a great resume, we also look at a cover letter and those techniques, which we discuss resources to help construct an appropriate cover letter that is used to enhance your training from your resume. Following that, we really discover and look closely at LinkedIn, as that is a huge component in networking, and I'll discuss that next. But LinkedIn is wonderful for the world of networking, and we develop your LinkedIn page and then tips to and how to network on LinkedIn. We also cater to our MAP students by creating a specific page on LinkedIn that you can all connect and share with each other. And as regards to networking, with this being an accelerated program, we aim to assist in helping students achieve success through establishing their network, especially as a USC student, being that the Trojan Network is so strong. This network begins when your first day of classes begin with your peers, your colleagues, and your professors. Resources are given on how to utilize your network and find mentorship and find others in your aspired profession with whom you can connect with. Next, we also talk about career transitions. We provide support in that, developing resumes for transitioning to a new career. We identify faculty to provide additional guidance and alumni whom you can connect with and who can provide insight into career transitioning. Referrals to resources which includes providing assistance with referring students to correct career counseling resources that fit the career development of each particular student. This is an individualized experience. This may include resources to professional development organizations, which job sites to focus on more thoroughly, and which resources may be best fit for specific career interests. And the University of Southern California Career Services does a wonderful job at their Career Center to really help in achieving your professional goals and is central to the ongoing preparation of Dorn-sized college students as they prepare to enter the job market. The USC Career Center has services for students and alumni in what they use as what they call the Connect SC, which is a wonderful profile tool to help utilize an internship and job searching available only to USC students. Online appointments can be made and are available to work directly with the Career Center staff. And events are also created with employers in mind and job preparing events that occur through webinars for online students. And lastly here, we'll just go back one more slide here. The Going Global resource through the USC Career Center allows students to gain access to a very large and diverse pool of internship and job opportunities available to them over the major locations in the US and in Canada. And we'll go to the next slide. All right. Now, supporting the internship search is one of the main goals here in the program. As an accelerated program, you also get to focus and have a very specialized experience for yourself with having an internship incorporated in the program. So my support here includes aiding students in finding internship opportunities that match their career interests. So here on the the right-hand side with internship examples, industry examples, we have had students express interest and find internships in the following areas. As you can see, the standouts, and they really are wonderful in working with both organizational and consumer psychology. We have market research, consumer insights, marketing, recruiting internships, human resource internships, social media, organizational consulting, talent management, and advertising. Now, with the goals, some topics of discussion that we discuss with internship are opportunities locally and or abroad. We have had online students find internships abroad, and our students online have the flexibility to source these opportunities, which is amazing. We are also extremely excited to present our new program opportunity titled MAP Dublin that offers students a highly individualized summer internship experience in one of the world's most known business startup environments. This opportunity allows students to strengthen their skills in a consumer insights or organizational psychology focus, doing so in an 8-week format while gaining individualized career development advising. Some of our online students are working in full-time careers, so when we're speaking about advancing your skills in your current profession, they want to align these careers with their focus in the program. So students can advance their skills from this program by reaching out to perhaps different departments and or work on a special project with the company they are currently working with. And when speaking about developing new skills, developing and acquiring new skills is a critical component when placed in an internship experience. The goal is to gain new skills, which will not only help bridge your applied learning from the class to internship, but will help develop skills to establish yourself when searching for specific job opportunities and when networking with aligned career professionals. And also, one of the main goals of internships is facilitating career transitioning or promotion. Some students feel that they are at a perfect stage in their career to gain this master's degree in order to help them transition. This looks different for everyone, but some may have been at the same company for many years and want to experience a different company culture perhaps, with focus in a new specialized job area, while others may want to transition from a role that allows more upward mobility and a career that is built from their strengths. And then other students as well use this internship experience as, again, a wonderful leveraging opportunity to really propel them into more executive positions. And with that, I really want to wrap up here and share how excited we are for Map Your Career. And now I would really love to hand it over to our academic advisor, Annie Cho, who will speak to you directly about academic advising support.
Thank you, Eden. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Annie Cho, and you see my photo here. I am the academic advisor for the Master of Science in Applied Psychology program. I am also an alum of USC. I did not graduate with an applied psychology degree, but I did get a degree in school counseling. I am here on campus working closely with Dr. Ellen Leggett, who is the program director and professor of this program. She works both on campus and online, and I have been working closely with her since the very launch of the online program to help it grow and to assure that we're providing a high-quality educational experience for all of our students. I also work with the whole MAP team here on campus that serves on-campus students to ensure the quality of both programs are aligned. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So once enrolled in the program, I will be your point of contact for any questions you may have regarding your degree progress. I'm here to provide you guidance through planning out what courses you will take throughout the program to help you succeed in getting to the finish line of obtaining your graduate degree. And so we want you to be successful in all of your courses. I, faculty, and the rest of our MAP team want you to be successful, sorry for being repetitive, in your courses, which includes, for example, your, being successful with your workload, making sure your grades are on point, any technical issues you may have within your courses, as you will be signing on to a learning platform called Moodle. And then I'll also be your point of contact for any coordination between your live sessions that you will have in your courses. Any communication between you and faculty, I can also be your liaison for that. And just making sure that you're keeping up with your coursework and just making sure that you're setting your expectations of your academic work is on point. I also want to discuss treatise planning. This is a requirement in your course. As Dr. Brightman mentioned, it is our capstone project. It's kind of like a master's thesis project. And I will be helping you in advance in thinking about the treatise process. So what is it going to look like? And then you'll be provided more of that information once in the coming semesters as it gets closer to your treatise term. And as mentioned, I do work closely with faculty. I hold faculty meetings with Dr. Leggett and other faculty members within the online program to hear of any student concerns that they may have. We are also in frequent contact with one another, and we do know your name, so you're not just a number. And we all know, I sit on the admissions committee with Dr. Leggett and faculty as well, so we read over your admissions files and know your experiences and background and what you're bringing to the table. So we've admitted you, and we want you to be successful in the program. With course scheduling, I work with Dr. Leggett as well, our program director, to provide the necessary courses in a given semester. And I also sit on the selection committee in hiring the appropriate faculty for our program, just to assure that you are getting the quality educational experience. And then I will also be your point of contact for other USC departments. If you have questions about, for example, with your registrar, like registration, I need a registration appointment time, I don't have one. With degree progress, when am I going to get my diploma, changing your mailing address for your diploma, or financial aid questions, your statement, your financial statement from the university, I can always point you in the right direction, and health insurance also as well. Sorry if I'm speaking a little too quick here. And then with degree progress, I just want to assure that you are working towards your degree right from the beginning and make sure that you're on your way to obtaining your graduate degree. And I will be discussing this a little bit more in detail on the next slide. Thank you. So our math team want you to be successful and reach your goal of graduating from this program, and that is our goal for you. In order to do so, you will need to complete a total of 34 units, and within these 34 units, there are 5 required courses, 2 electives, an internship, and your treatise capstone project. And once all of that has been achieved, you will be graduating. And here you can see our 2 alums who have graduated last year from our program. Very excited. And I just want to let you all know that after, for commencement, sorry about that, for commencement, we hold a reception for you, which is really great. You get to invite all your loved ones to this reception. And this is, sorry, I got something in my throat. This is a reception for you and your loved ones, and to be able to attend and celebrate your success. And it's a time also to meet your other online colleagues in person, and even the residential on-campus students as well who's graduating at that time. I think that's it for this one, and then I'm going to speak about the out-of-class support. Unfortunately, Jessica Demas was unable to join us today, but you see her lovely photo here on the slide. Jessica will be your out-of-class support, student support person. And what does this mean? She will be your point of contact once you've been admitted. She'll be making appointments with you to make sure that, to check up on you, to see how everything is going, to make sure you're adjusting well to the online platform. There are some students who may have a little bit of difficulty working on the online platform, but we do provide, or Jessica will be able to provide you any tips and advice that has been successful for our current students or even our alums. And this kind of goes into your study skills and time management. We just want you to be successful, as we mentioned, and Jessica will also be able to provide the different types of study skills that may be helpful for you. Everybody studies very differently, and we can provide resources or Jessica can provide resources. I work closely with Jessica, so I keep saying we, but Jessica can be able to provide resources for you that may be helpful to you. And time management is really, really important, especially for an online program. And being a graduate student, you'll need to make adjustments in your life and to your schedule. So we just want to make sure that you're making the necessary adjustments just so that you'll be successful in this program, and that you're keeping up with your coursework and submitting assignments and projects in a timely manner so that you can reach your goal of graduating. And this kind of goes into balancing work, school, and life altogether. We don't want school to be your taking up your entire schedule, but of course you need to, rest, have rest days and relax and whatnot. So you're staying sane. Just make sure that, and then here on campus actually, there is a counseling center as well, and there's many, many resources available to you as a USC student that can provide any types of advice or guidance in this area. And then Jessica can also point you in the right direction for technical support. It is 24/7, and they respond immediately. Or you can call in or email, and they'll be able to kind of resolve any technical issues you may be having within your courses. And then I'm going to talk, kind of changing gears. We're going to go to the next slide, and we're going to talk about the Trojan Network. As Eden has mentioned, our Trojan Network at USC is very, very strong. And I'm sure many of you may know, but we talk about the Trojan family. But within the MAP program, we do have alumni networking opportunities. We host homecoming events for our students every fall semester, where all of our online on-campus and alums are invited, faculty and staff are invited. So you just get to meet one another and just be in a more relaxed environment than a classroom environment, and just get to see what others are doing in the program. You may be able to connect with an alum, and there may be a job opportunity or an internship opportunity, and that has happened before too. So it's a great way to network. And after graduating, you will actually be invited to join the Alumni Association, and by joining, you'll have access to a number of exclusive benefits, which actually includes the career services, special offers from USC Alumni Association corporate partners, discounts at campus retailers. You can come to the bookstore, get 10% off. I definitely use my discount all the time. Most importantly, you get access to fellow Trojan across the globe. This isn't just nationwide, but global. And this is what USC is known for their Trojan Network, as Trojan help other Trojans. And then kind of jumping back into special programming, at the program level, I will be able to connect you with faculty, alums, and current students. We do have a social media page for our alums, and it's a great way to build your Trojan Network. And then I think that's it for our Trojan Network. So I'm going to hand it over to Maggie, who is going to speak to you about the specifics of applying to our program.
Awesome. Thanks, Annie. Hi, everyone. I'm Maggie Braunscheidel, one of your USC Enrollment Advisors. I work alongside Gina Chang. So if you're ready to apply, that's wonderful. Here's what to expect in terms of our admissions requirements. First, your online graduate application. If you haven't created your online profile, feel free to connect with Gina or myself. We're happy to share that online application link. We also require a minimum of a bachelor's degree from an accredited, regionally accredited institution. Official graduate records exam scores. When you're scheduling your official test date, please keep in mind that we're looking for the GRE general exam, your statement of purpose, all official transcripts from institutions attended, professional resume or CV, and 3 letters of recommendation. And a tip there, stick to professional and academic contacts on that side. Gina and I are currently working with students for summer and fall 2017. The summer application deadline is April 15th, with fall applications closing July 5th. So mark your calendars accordingly. Now, Gina and I are here for more than just application support. We're here to help determine if the online platform and applied psychology fit your career goals and what you're looking for with program outcomes. So feel free to check in with us. We're happy to answer any specific questions on the application process. We'll have our contact information available in an upcoming slide.
I just want to clarify one thing. Can you confirm the application deadline for fall?
Yes.
Is it July 5th or August 5th?
Excuse me, August 5th. My apologies. It is August 5th. Yes. We do prefer students to work in advance. We have a priority deadline, just as a personal side note for students, closer to July.
Great.
Okay, so with that, we're going to go ahead and take some questions. We do have a few questions here. So the first one is, how do you, if somebody is working full-time, how do you typically manage the internship requirements? Annie, I was wondering if you could speak to that.
Yes, most definitely. So yes, most of our students online are working full-time. So Dr. Leggett actually implemented like an idea or whatnot to allow our online students to take on a different project at their current employer, with their employer. You would have to work with your supervisor and make sure that you get it approved. All of your internships, whether it's internal or external, they do have to go through Dr. Leggett, and she does need to approve it. But you cannot do something that is like you do every day at your everyday job. So we noticed that a lot of students just let their employers know that, oh, I've been admitted into this graduate program. Eventually, I'm going to be conducting an internship. Is this a possibility that I can do here at work? Is there a project that you can take on that is completely new and different from your everyday job? And then go from there. So just be informative with your supervisors and let them know so that they allow flex time and that you can whether do a project internally or if you want to do something external, then that they can allow you to do that.
Great. We have a question now I'm going to pose to our enrollment advisors around tuition. Now, I just want to mention at this point, if we aren't able to get to your question today, we will be following up with you individually to answer your question offline. So thank you for everyone who has submitted questions. So, all right, let's talk about tuition. How does the tuition differ for the on-campus students versus online students versus international students?
That's a great question. So the tuition is set per credit hour, and that's the same for residential and online students across the board. Now, Gina and I can go into the specifics of how much to expect for tuition because that does depend on your course load, so if you're full-time or part-time. So again, feel free to connect with us directly. We have our contact information, and we can also share information for our financial aid services available.
Okay, and a question for Annie. About how many students does the MAP program have or enroll every year?
That really varies as we have admissions every semester, so I can't give you a specific number, but in every classroom, we try to have the students be a 1-to-20 ratio with the faculty because we found in research that that's the best number to keep the interactions going with faculty and the students, and then students with their colleagues as well in the program or in the courses. So, yeah, with the admissions, I can't give you a specific number because it does vary semester to semester.
Thank you. I appreciate the comment about the small class sizes. I think that's important.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So can you tell our audience a little bit about when they can expect to be in class? So when are classes typically? When do they take place?
So you're going to have access, once you've been admitted into the program, you're going to have access to something called Moodle. And Moodle is a learning platform, your online learning platform, where you're going to log in with your USC credentials, and then you will have access to your courses. So you can log in any time of the day from anywhere around the world as long as you have internet connection, which is really great because you could be traveling for work and log in to complete your assignments or to see what is due, what's upcoming, and like readings to do or discussion boards postings to do, and when to complete it by. It is all outlined for you in the overview section within each of your classes. And there is something called a live session, and that is conducted or scheduled with faculty, and they determine how many live sessions they will have with their class. Some faculty, it varies. Maybe they might have 5 in a 15-week semester, or they might have 10. It just really depends on the content of what you're learning. And these are all done in real time. You're going to log into an application called Adobe Connect, and it takes place usually 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5:30, 6 or 6:30 p.m. And we just try to be conscientious about those who are on the East Coast and globally too, but those are typically the times that we hold our live sessions. And these schedules are given to you before the start of the semester.
And Annie, this is Sam, just to add to that too. Those live sessions normally do not exceed 1 hour. So it's not like a 2 or 3 hour class that you're logging in live to, but it is an opportunity just to be face-to-face via webcam with your professor, with your classmates. So students really tend to enjoy and look forward to the live sessions, I would say.
Yes, that's very true. And it's a great way to network and make sure everyone out there is real and whatnot. So yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you.
I have another question here about, as an online student, how can they get involved with research? Sam was wondering if you could answer that.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So the research opportunities vary in 2 ways. So we have the research methods course, where there oftentimes is the opportunity to get involved in a real consulting project with your professor, as well as learning the concepts and the practice and the tools for research. And then there's also the treatise project that we mentioned, which is a research project done by each individual student. And those research opportunities or the treatise project vary from something that the students might take advantage of in their internship or their workplace, where they are solving a real organizational problem and taking on and basically doing a case study, being informed by a literature review, but then also conducting their own study within their organization. Or students might choose just to get more depth of interest in their own particular area of interest, maybe even outside their internship or their organization, where they may choose to do a study where they do interviews or conduct a survey outside of their organization, potentially we see a lot through social media or their own network of contacts, where they do reach out and do a study through their own network or others' networks. So there is that research opportunity, just to remind and reinforce all that applied is a Master of Science, so you are learning research skills as well.
Thank you. Annie, now I have a question for you. You mentioned that actually earlier in the presentation, we discussed that the length of the program is about 16 months when working full-time, when going to school full-time and taking 2 classes per semester. Do students have the option to take fewer classes? Can they slow down on the program and take a little bit longer to complete the program, or is there a specific duration that they need to complete the program within?
Yeah, thank you, Lygia. That's a really great question. Yes, you do have the opportunity to slow down, go on a slower pace. You have the option of taking one class at a time. If you like, if that works with your schedule, please just note that you will not finish in 16 months as it will take a lot longer, approximately double the amount of time. So maybe about 32 months. We do have some students doing that as it is more fitting to their schedule. So you can definitely take one class per term. And we do have spring, summer, and fall semesters. So there's no break for summer term, but you do get a few days off or like a week off or in between semesters.
Great, and thank you. Can you also tell me, Annie, about how many hours a week can our students be expecting to study while they're in the program?
Yeah, that's another great question too. When we orient our new students, actually, we do let them know this. This is all approximate because everybody learns differently and everybody studies differently, reads at a different pace. It varies from, I would say, about think of it like kind of like a part-time job. So it could be from like 14 to 20 hours a week, trying to complete all of your assignments from your courses and getting your readings done, making sure you're posting to your discussions, and whatnot. So that's approximate.
Great. I just have a question. You know, sometimes USC is known for this phrase that I hear often is Trojans hire Trojans. Can anybody speak to their experience with that? Is this something that you've seen happen with graduates in the program? Are they connecting with other Trojans around the world? Are they helping each other find jobs and progress in their careers from your experience?
This is Annie. So we have had, in terms of jobs, well, I could personally speak to that. When I was applying for graduate school here at USC, I actually, when I was in graduate school, not when I was applying, but once I was in graduate school here at USC, I actually found my previous position prior to this position through a colleague of mine, and she actually is an alum as well. So I was able to network with her that way. I've been able to do that. In terms, I have an example of one of our students who is an alum, and he was able to actually find an internship. This wasn't a job, but an internship. He was struggling to find an internship, and he actually found one through one of our on-campus students or alums. So we like to connect you not only to your online colleagues, but also to our on-campus students as well, because you do have access to that network as well.
Okay, great. Okay, that's all the questions that we have for today. Like I said, if we weren't able to get to your question, we will follow up with you separately offline. But thank you to everyone that was participating with us today, and here is the information. If you are interested in applying in the program, this is the information to reach out to either Maggie or Gina, our enrollment advisors. You can also just send an email to admissions@appliedpsychologydegree.usc.edu, and we will make sure to get all of your questions answered. So just to mention, we are now accepting applications for summer 2017, and thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be following up. Thank you so much.